Welcome in, guys. It's great to have you here. 1,000 needles. Is that 8,000 needles in red or just 1,000 needles in red?
Just 1,000 needles in red. Very sort of old school rock and roll.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, actually, before I heard it, I thought, I wonder if this is going to be a little bit like Iggy Pop's Raw Power, you know, where everything's up in 11 and just distorted. I wonder whether you were going in that direction at one stage there.
Absolutely, we were. We got turned down. We got turned down to 8.5.
Really? It's not really all the way, is it?
Yeah, that's
Come
it.
on, Australia, we're going all the way to 8.5.
On the Richter
Well, it
scale.
was Friday night with the...
with the noise restrictions.
Yeah.
Some venues now have
right.
quite strict noise restrictions, so we're playing to 106 dB, which is about as loud as a car engine
Right.
revving. But that's about it. So
Some of the venues are in a pitiful state, aren't they? I mean, they're glad they did that big rally in Melbourne where about, I think 70,000-80,000 people turned up.
Yeah.
Save Live Australian Music, the Slam rally, and a lot of people turned up to that.
That's right.
Because if it keeps going the way it's going, there will be no live venues, you know.
that's right. We'll be walking around there like, what is that new craze? Silent raves.
Silent, yeah,
Silent raves,
exactly.
We just all have headphones, walking around with remote transmitting iPods or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do the silent gigs.
So, I like the album work, the artwork as well. I thought the insignia here a little bit a perfect circle.
A little bit, yeah. Well, that was sort of done by myself and Tristan. We come up with that.
I'm not accusing you of plagiarism. Or
No,
anything,
no,
No, it's true. We ripped it off.
But there's not. But in fact, it's got it scrubbed out here. A perfect circle scrubbed out.
yeah.
But I mean, no, that it has that, and it has that Tool, perfect circle, and early Deftones feel about it. I thought.
We're in good company.
Yeah,
mate.
Right.
I'm
I
happy
like
with that.
Yeah, those
Oh,
guys
good.
sold a couple of
Yeah.
million albums each, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what was that Deftones album? Fun in Fur or Fun
Around the Fur.
Around the
Yeah.
Fur. That was it.
Mhm.
The second track I think I listened to off the album, and it reminded me a little bit of that vocally.
Yeah. It's there's still that melodic sort of sensibility to it, but with that driving guitar, that the big bass line and the big drum sort of
Yeah.
engine room, the rhythm section.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the
Keep,
guys.
keep it simple.
Yeah. Exactly.
Keep it simple, Stuart.
It's not meant to be too complicated.
Yeah,
So.
although complicated is good because as I was saying before, off air, like I'll put it in the iPod and I'll pick up little sounds and I'll go, oh, I didn't know that was there. Mind you, you were saying that you wanted to keep it as stripped back as possible in the studio because you could have gone the whole concept line, couldn't you? Almost.
Well, we wanted to keep it an EP,
Yeah.
which is what it is, and to give us a bit of room to grow, in the future, rather than putting out this shiny album straight away and everyone goes, yeah, right, they're done.
Right. Yeah.
We've had it. We want to start from scratch and earn our stripes, and this is part of us doing that.
It's like starting with Avatar.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? We started with Clerks.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's crazy, man. I tell you, it's good fun though.
Yeah.
This is the only way to go. I can't believe they pay me for this.
It's brilliant. No,
Well,
and-
someone pays me for this.
There you go.
Who's paying me for this?
I'm not here at Triple M. We
No, no.
work. Everything's done by
No,
barter.
and everything's done pro bono.
So no, let's not mention Bono here. Otherwise, we'll be hearing something off the unforgettable fire.
Oh,
You
yeah,
just got to
that's
say it here and you hear it. So you decided not to put a lot of layering, not a lot of sound effects in here, because you could have had all sorts of stuff. I mean, we talked off air a moment ago about cowbells and all, bells and whistles,
Whistles,
like Tool
yeah.
throw in all sorts of stuff. You could have gone in that direction in some respects as well.
Sure.
We could have, man, because we went to LA to mix the album with J. Bon Gardner at NRG, who just who'd done Linkin Park and Evanescence and all these massive albums, and consequently Linkin Park rolled up. And on
Right.
our second day of mixing,
Wow.
and, there's this guy standing in front of me in skinny black jeans, a white shirt, and these little black rimmed glasses. And I'm looking, going, man, that guy looks familiar.
Was it Chester?
It was Chester.
Chester,
and I
okay,
didn't
yeah.
even recognise him.
Yeah.
No way.
Only reason I mentioned Chester is I don't know who any of the other
Well,
guys in the
that's
band.
it, yeah,
I think there's a
exactly
mic in
right.
there too or something. Yeah, you had members of POD and System of a Down around
Yeah,
as well,
that's
didn't
right,
you?
yeah.
We've been friends with the POD boys for a while, and actually Wav, the drummer of POD, came in and had a little listen to the mix and sort of, you might want to
Wow, really?
you might want to rethink about this little bit or that
That's
bit, which is
fantastic.
really cool.
Was that a bit intimidating?
Not at all, because Wav is what you see is what you get,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so if you don't know him, it'd be intimidating. But knowing him, it's a great thing,
Sure.
And he sold a lot of records.
Yeah, of course.
And
And System of a Down, their musical tastes go from, your traditional sort of metal through to jazz. When I had a chat with them once, they were talking about jazz and Chet Baker. We talked about that for about 20 minutes,
Yeah,
So they've got like quite an interesting,
very
varied range.
eclectic
Yeah.
group of music. Yeah, that's
they,
for sure.
they really are.
So we hung out with John for a while, the drummer.
Yeah,
Had
that
some
was
dinner. Went to the Palms in Vegas
Yeah,
for
was
dinner
nice.
at this. What was it? What do you say? Celebrity chefs restaurant.
Kerry
Oh, really?
Simons?
Kerry
Yeah.
Simons, man,
Right.
this was the best, some of the best food I've ever eaten in my life. And when we went to, throw in our $50 each sort of thing, he just looked at us like we were spitting on the table.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What is this?
But there's no such thing as a free dinner. So eventually, maybe you're going to have to just
True.
tour with them or something.
I know, how bad would that be?
So what's the band? Who is in the band? It's a 3-piece, right?
No,
It's
4.
it's a
4-piece. Okay.
Yeah,
who
it's
else
a
is
4
who else is in the band?
So it's myself and Triz.
And our drummer Phil Eads,
Right.
and
Okay.
our bass player Pablo Fernandez.
Right.
I like saying that name.
Great name, isn't
And
it?
Yeah,
no, these guys have worked out great, and they got the same way of thinking as we do.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
We're in this to get results.
Yeah.
And,
Because you come from a bit of a traditional hardcore background, almost, don't you? Would that be fair to say?
You know what? I've played in a lot of different bands with different genres.
Yeah, sure.
And this is I was saying to Clint on the way here, this is the first band I actually feel happy playing guitar in.
Why? I mean, why is it that the previous ones, if it's not dissing the other bands, in
It's
what way?
because of the songs.
Yeah.
The songs just work.
Yeah.
They work live. There's not like this part coming up in the song where I'm, sort of.
You can't wait to get past
That's
it to
right.
get to
I'm
the next
biting my
part.
Right,
lip.
okay,
going,
yeah.
"Oh, here we go again," and
Yeah,
it's just all of it's a pleasure to play guitar on it,
sure.
and
It's good
Yeah.
to listen to. I like listening
It
to
is.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the arrangement's fairly sparse as well, so you've got a lot of freedom there, haven't you?
That's right. Yeah, that's what I meant,
Yeah.
like by stripping it back,
Yeah.
as well, sort of thing. And it doesn't. It's not insulting. It doesn't assault your ears,
Sure.
sort of thing. Even though it's sort of like in the heavier realm.
Yeah,
That's what I like about it.
yeah. But it's also got a little bit of almost a classical feel about it as well.
A little bit, yeah.
Like you've actually got like a lot of, not so much instrumentation, but you've got a lot of room in the songs.
Yeah,
I think
right.
I think that's important, though. I mean, when we were writing these, that was definitely on the top 5 things to think about while we're writing. Let's leave room in these songs. They have to breathe.
Yeah, sure.
And for me personally, writing in the past, I didn't do that. So this time around, I wanted to correct my mistakes,
Right. Okay.
and
Yeah.
and that's the product we got.
Yeah,
So
it's
like-
about the song, isn't it? That's what we always said from the start.
That's right.
Whatever, it doesn't matter about egos or who wants
Yeah,
to
sure.
do what or your big part coming up or whatever. If it doesn't fit the song, it's out.
Well, that's it. Content is king.
Content is
That's what he says. He says it 5
There you
times
go.
a day.
Okay, right. But it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
I do. I say it 5 times a day.
Yeah.
I say, and another mantra I've got is it's got to be fresh but familiar.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Even
Yeah,
though
yeah,
it's the same thing. Well, we're working with the same 12 notes. Chuck Berry worked with 60, 70 years ago. So
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
really, it's.
Yeah.
And I mean, before that, it was Mozart and Bach. If you want to go back that far.
Yeah, of
You know
course.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, in terms of keeping it within the realm where people can grip to it easily and go, hey man, I identify with that sound, and it sounds like Deftones, Tool, Faith
Yeah.
No More,
yeah, of course.
whatever you hear in it, it's fantastic. So,
Well, like you were saying before, Phil, where we could have gassed it in the studio and put layers upon layers
Yeah, yeah.
of this
that
and
wall
that,
of sound
but
thing
yeah.
now that you're talking about.
there comes a point where, I think the song will suffer.
Where, speaking of which, you've got an April tour coming up.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we've got some dates around the place.
I
which
can tell
is-
people when they are, but yeah.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
basically, is that when the tour for the
We're
EP
in now.
starts?
We got a
Yeah.
March tour, which is we're in right now.
Right. Okay.
Tomorrow night we got Newcastle, Bar on the Hill,
Right. Yeah. Okay.
and then Friday night was our first Sydney show in at the
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Oh,
in Surrey
on
Hills.
this Friday. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a little bit of an industry night, so
Oh crikey! Make sure you don't run out of free alcohol.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You know it's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
You
You know what A&R stands for, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Airports and restaurants.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I thought it was arseholes. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm
yeah.
only joking.
Arseholes and rectums.
Yeah, without you, there'd be no industry. But anyway, your new album, "Leave Lara Alone," is.
And we've got a phone number on the back there. Just
it's
text
it's
it,
encoded.
just-
Yeah. If you buy the album, you get Lara's phone number.
No,
so
no. Just send your naked shower text photo to that number, and we'll compare them.
Yeah, there's some fat, sweaty guys out there right now with their cameras. All right, thank you both so much
Thanks,
for coming.
Phil.
I
Great,
appreciate
brother.
it. Thank you.
cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Imagine I just click